if you were to get any Funko Pop that you don't have in your collection, what would that be off the
Oof.
top of your head?
And on top of my head, I think for all Star Wars fans, it has to be the Darth Maul Holo.
Mm,
San Diego. I think it's a San Diego Comic Con exclusive. I think it's limited to 480, if I'm not mistaken. But I mean, damn, bro, that one right now it's gone down. I've seen
right.
because of the new Darth Maul hologram, that's coming out or that's coming out currently. But that one is at the pinnacle of my
Yeah.
collection, top tier list. But I mean, it's still. I mean, it used to be 7K, around
That's
that
nuts.
bracket, but now it's come down. I've seen it on eBay for around like 3K.
Yeah,
So it came down significantly throughout the years.
yes. And it's crazy too how, Funkos, someone on the outside would be like, okay, come on, guys, this is plastic. But it's like, hey, this is like one of one of a kind, And I do plan
Hmm.
on getting the new one just because it's going to be a lot more obtainable. But at the
Yeah.
same time, you just can't, sometimes you just can't beat the first editions, the first starts. So, I mean, that's a
Hmm.
beautiful pop. And especially with the limited, number to them, the count, it's going to be really hard to, grab that. But sometimes there's people who sell things and they don't know what they're selling. So,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I
like for
mean,
instance, I remember going to a garage sale um like 6 months ago, and they were selling they weren't Star Wars pops, but they were Call of Duty pops.
oh,
And these came out like a long time ago. But they
right.
had they had the Juggernaut and they had Ghost for like $5 each. And Ghost, it goes for like 100 something, I think, still on Macari and eBay. And also the Juggernaut is like 40 to 60. So
Damn.
I was just like, I guess they don't know what they have.
Right.
Maybe they were just like little toys that, the parents got for the kids or something like that. But when I saw that and I saw the price, I was just like, I'm just gonna go straight poker face. I'm not gonna say anything. Just pay the $10, and they're in my collection.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny how it works like that.
Yeah. A little hit and split action.
Hmm.
Yeah, there's times, you go to Walmart, you'll see especially like these last couple of years, you'll see the Fennec Shans, the Rivas, and all that.
Hmm.
They're just shelf warmers, $3-5, And sometimes you just
Yeah.
look at them and you're like, I'm gonna grab it just because I haven't bought it yet, and it's just gonna take up some space. And it's crazy how that $3 to $5 Funko Pop is so much different than Ghost from Call of Duty. Like, especially like me, I'm a
Hmm.
big Call of Duty player, but I just started getting into pops in the last 3 to 4 years. So I'm kind
Yeah.
of on this new wave of Funkos. Like a lot of the older pops, I don't really like the good old like battle stance like a lot of them have.
Oh
Just the
yeah.
kind of just the normal. But I feel like
Hmm.
with pops now, there's a lot more stances. A lot of them are more unique, especially to compared to the older ones. So I think it's
Hmm.
kind of into it, but like we were talking, you can't fade the old ones because they're just so original and iconic, and especially with the high price tags that they have for those older pops, it makes sense. So,
Yeah,
but
especially also the detail that these newer pops are coming out with. For example, again, the Darth Maul. The old Darth Maul, yeah, it's cool and everything, but this new version of Darth Maul, you can see more detail in the face, on the lightsaber,
yeah,
on his feet, because I think this one is the one where he has the robotic feet, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, I think it's from Solo.
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So on the regular version and then also on the hollow version, you can see those details. And I think on the new hollow version, the glow, I mean, it looks pretty cool as well.
Yeah, yeah, I'm definitely gonna grab it when it's available. And sometimes with pops
Yeah.
though, I like to try to find them in the wild first. I like to go to the stores, try to, there's just something about getting it in person, and I know you know what that feels like. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you can't find it, then just go ahead and order it offline. It's always safe, but then you have to worry about how it comes in the mail. But for the most part, I've only had one Funko come destroyed, and that actually was a Reva that I got on eBay for $2. It was the Walmart exclusive, and I was kind of upset, but I ended up just going to Walmart and
Yeah.
picking it up anyways. So I got one out of the box,
Yeah.
one in box. I mean, not too
There you
big of
go.
a loss. Not too big of a loss.
Yeah. I have a story where a Grail came like really damaged. Yeah, dude. And it wasn't a Star Wars, it was a Marvel, but it was the first Avengers line, and it was of Iron Man, and I got it from
Dang.
Ikari. But dude, when I got the box, it was like it was opened through. You could see where like another box fell on it that was heavier, just because there was like a big indentation in the packaging box. And when I opened it, I was just like, bro,
No
like
way.
that's like $150 or yeah, I think it was like 150 that I paid for it. And I was
Damn.
just like devastated. Luckily, like I was able to return it and everything, get my money back, but it's so hard like finding those original pops, like how we were mentioning before, where yeah, the price tag is expensive for that reason, but finding those original pops in like decent condition is even that much harder
Oh yeah.
because, there's only so many that were made in that timeline.
Yeah.
So I was able to find another one. It wasn't as good as the one before, but I was just like, I'm not gonna sell these pops, these lines of the first Avengers. I'm just gonna keep them. So I was just like, yeah, who cares? So
Damn. Man, that's
yeah, you hate
the
to see
horror
it.
stories. Oh man. And
The horror stories of a Funko Pop collector.
yes, absolutely, dude. It's
Mm-hmm.
always such a risk you have to take, especially when you order. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
you pay for what you want, especially with like Marvel. Like one of my good friends, his dad has a lot of Marvel pops, and I'm not too big into Marvel. I've just never really seen much of it to kind of gain an opinion on it. But I
Yeah.
just know, like, I think I've been hearing some of like there's a Captain America that's really rare. That's like
Mm-hmm.
a grail. Um,
Yeah.
and then uh, at the time, I remember I told one of my homies, I was like, "Hey, dude, there's this Iron Man. He's kneeling, and it was like from Endgame." And I was like, "Dude,
Mm-hmm.
this place downtown selling it for like $25. You got to go pick it up." And he was looking on it online, and it was like somewhere from like 12 to $15, online. And it was just one of those things where we're like, "Oh my god, dude, Marvel is a lot more expensive." Especially just me seeing that one pop. I told him like, "Hey, you got to go and grab this." But it's such a cool
Yeah.
iconic scene because I have seen Endgame, and I was just like, wow, this is really cool. But I didn't really know
Mm-hmm.
the price mark on it. I didn't know if it made sense or not. But he ended up grabbing it anyway. So
Nice. Yeah, I have that one in my collection. It's a pretty cool one.
yeah, it's dope. But
Mm-hmm.
well, man, every episode I have, I always love to do a show and tell segment. Especially like when you're a kid, kindergarten, first, second grade, you bring something to school, you show your class. It's awesome.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're all collectors. I feel like it's a fun thing to do. So if you wanted to go ahead and
Yeah.
start with some of your items, go ahead, man. Floor is yours.
Yeah, bro. So I'll start from, I guess, least to greatest in terms of like hype. So I have this over here. This one is Darth Maul's saber from
Damn,
Disney,
you could have
Galaxy's
started.
Edge.
You could have started with that one, and I would have been like, "Damn, bro, this is a good one."
Yeah. Yeah, actually my girlfriend got me this because we went together to Disney,
Nice,
and she got me this for Christmas because we went in Christmas time.
nice.
And luckily we drove because I I don't think this would have fit in my luggage, right? Especially because it comes apart, right? And the two boxes, they're pretty big. And so also the sabers, I didn't get the sabers because they were really pricey too. And I was just like, I'll get them later. I already have like sabers for these Disneyland lightsabers, but
Oh
they
yeah.
were like 36 inches and they were just gonna be too long for this one. So I think in the future I'm just gonna get like a 28-inch blade. I think those are the ones that are recommended for like the Darth Maul sabers.
Sweet.
But
Nice.
yeah, this is one of them that I love just because when you feel it, you could feel like, oh, it's it's just not some ordinary lightsaber. It's the goats. It's Darth Maul's,
Oh yeah.
and I'm a really big fan of Darth Maul, and especially because he was one of the OGs that can have two sabers into one, and
Yeah.
yeah, I tested it out with one of those 36-inch blades, and it looked really cool, but it was like ridiculously tall in length, right? I couldn't even spin it in my room just because it was hitting everything like
Dang.
around my. I was just like, no Funko Pops are gonna get damaged or anything like that. So I was just like,
Right.
cut it. But this actually, as a matter of fact, I believe it's in 3 weeks, we're going to Disneyland. So we're planning a trip and we already got our tickets and everything. So there, I'm going to Galaxy's Edge again. I think there I'll order the 28-inch blades. We're flying, so I'll tell them to ship it to my house. And then I may get Anakin's tunic with his belt, just for like more
Nice.
cosplaying and stuff like that. So, yeah, dude. If have you ever gone to Galaxy's Edge by chance?
I've never been, dude. I would really love to take my wife and my son, maybe like when he's like 5, that way he
Oh
can
yeah,
really
true.
embrace it. But man,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
always been a dream of mine to go, and especially just since Star Wars has been bought out by Disney. Of course, it's now like
Hmm.
a newer thing in my older age, to where I'm like, okay, I know Disneyland's for kids, but Disneyland can also bring the kid out of you. So I
Hmm.
really understand that part. So I would love to go. So I mean, a few more years, I plan on going.
Yeah, bro. Like when you see the Millennium Falcon, it's just like you
Dude, I
turn into a
bet.
kid. And luckily, the time that I went, sometimes the characters are walking around and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was lucky enough for Kylo Ren to stop me, and he did the whole shebang. He said like a whole speech to me where, uh, you are one with the dark side. You are one with the First Order, because I had a Vader shirt on. So he gave me like good graces, and I was like, yeah.
That's dope.
Um, yeah. So that right there was like the pinnacle of like my Disney trip in Orlando, and I'm
Nice.
hoping I get something like that when we go back in 3 weeks to Disneyland.
Nice.
But yeah, dude, highly recommend it. And for sure, I always encourage every Star Wars fan to go, because, like you said, it'll bring the child out of you. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
that's
fun
tight.
experience for sure, and I'm pretty sure it'll be a fun experience for like you and your whole family when you go.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was gonna ask you too if you were in California or if you went to Florida. So seeming like you
Yeah,
went to
so we
Florida,
went
right?
to so we went to Florida. In 3 weeks, we're gonna go to California.
Nice.
So we'll see what the difference is. I don't know. There's like a difference in size of Galaxy's Edge, but usually I think it's California where they get all like the newer stuff first, and then over there in Florida they get it like a little bit after. But I'm hoping something comes out when I'm over there. But
Dude, that'd
if
be
not,
tight.
I mean, I'm just gonna go for the experience, get what I can get or fit in my suitcase, and
Yeah.
then the rest I'll like ship it out. But yeah, that's
I was
fun.
That would be really cool. I know that the Millennium Falcon ride I saw on Instagram,
Hmm.
they're adding Mandalorian and Grogu to the
Oh yeah.
to the like the
To the
little
mix.
video that you can see. So that would be really cool if you could see that firsthand already.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if it's already out, but definitely I want to check it out. I really want to do Smuggler's Run, which is where you're flying the Millennium Falcon in the Falcon, and then also, of course, Rise of the Resistance. That's where
Oh
you
yeah.
see like all the people go into that one room, and it's like a whole uh starship in there, and you see all the clone trooper or the stormtroopers there, and you see all the everything. Every detail in there is just amazing.
It's so intimidating when you watch like the walkthroughs and you see like Kylo
Mm-hmm.
Ren like and then his lightsaber goes through the wall. It's like, oh shit,
Oh
dude.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah, when we were, I guess, trapped in that elevator, and it was like just very dim, very quiet, and then you just see the saber like, and then
Oh.
he's tearing it apart, and then like we escape. I was just like, oh shit, dude, we gotta get out.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
But that was a cool experience. And then for my second piece for show and tell, it's an out of box Funko Pop.
Okay. Okay.
I am very fortunate to have this pop in box and out of box, but it is the Hollow Obi-Wan Kenobi
Bro,
from Star Wars
crazy.
Celebration Limited 3000, I believe. But this pop, I won it on an eBay bid, and you're never gonna believe how much I won this for. If you want
30,
to take a
35.
guess,
$35.
$35. I'll give you
Yes.
one more shot.
Makes me think higher or drastically lower. I'll go with 17.
Mm, I wish they would have gone that low, but no, I got this for. I mean, some people say it's ridiculous. I say, who cares? Because this is a very rare pop, and I wanted it
Right.
out of box to display. So I got this for 82,
Damn.
and yeah, and I mean, compared at the time, you know, the
That's crazy.
price has dropped since, but at the time when I got this in box was like 700-800, like around there. Now it's like 5 to 3, just because the market is not how it used to be.
That's
But
nuts.
this is one of those pops where I cherish the most, and I keep it in like a Funko Pop protector, even if it's still out of box. I just don't want myself to be like, oh, and then it falls
Right.
down. You don't want that to happen with this pop.
Damn. And you
And
got
I
two of the
think,
3,000.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. I don't
crazy.
know how true the 3000 is. I know they put it on the sticker and everything, but I don't know. They brought it back in Star Wars Celebration. This past Star Wars Celebration, I think it was 2023. There was some there, so I don't know how true that number is. So that's why I was just like, could be false, Funko. But who am I to judge? At least I got one.
Yeah, no shit.
But yeah, and with this one, I'm thinking of taking it to SpaceCon with me. I don't know if you know SpaceCon. That's happening
Uh-uh.
in San Antonio, Texas. So basically, it's a Comic Con, but it's all about space. So you're getting Star Wars and you're getting Star Trek, and I
Oh,
think
okay.
something else. But the two goats are gonna be there. This guy himself is gonna be there, Ewan McGregor and Hayden
Yes.
Christensen, and
Yes.
I'm getting a photo op with both of them. So I'm
Man.
like, I think I'm gonna get this pop, and I'm just gonna have this in the center, and then with them both there beside me, and just take the picture, and
That's $1 million
it's gonna
photo, bro.
yeah, it's gonna be a movie. And then for the inbox one, I'm gonna get Obi-Wan's signature on it, and then for Anakin, I'm gonna get the Duel of Mustafar. on his side of the battle because I already
Nice.
have Ewan McGregor's
On the
signature
other.
when he went. Yeah, dude. So he went to, it's called Superhero Con in San Antonio as well, the same place and everything like that. But he went, I believe, 3 years ago, and I had already met him and stuff like that. So it's gonna be cool meeting him again, to relive those memories because that was when Kenobi, I think Kenobi just came out. Um,
Nice.
that time. I think it was 2023, I believe. And yeah, dude, it was a whole experience. We got to see his panel. In one of my TikToks that's pinned, I filmed him saying hello there when he met the crowd, and like the whole crowd went like crazy and shit like that.
Damn.
And dude, I was just like nerding out. I screamed at the top of my lungs and stuff like that.
That's what it's
So yeah, it
about,
was
dude.
hell yeah, dude. And this time around, Hayden Christensen is gonna have a panel, and I think Rosario Dawson is gonna join him too because she's going too.
Sweet.
And I don't know if Ewan McGregor is gonna have his own. I think so, but they're not gonna be conjoined, which is kind of like a bummer. But I was just like, as long as I see Ewan again in a panel, that's like good to me.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be an experience. And literally the week when we come back from Disney is the con next month. So it's at the end of the month. It's the last week of October.
Oh, sweet. Hell yeah.
And I'm thinking of going 2 days instead of one because there's just so many Star Wars celebrities are going. Like Ray Park is going. I want to
Oh
get his
yeah.
signature. Who
He'd
else?
probably love that
Ezra,
lightsaber too.
Sabine. Yeah, yeah. If I could get it signed on the lightsaber, that would be epic. And it
Man.
would just be in a case, displayed. Because I already
Yes.
have it displayed on the wall, but if I were to get the signature, it would just be in a glass case, just like how
Yes.
these other Funko Pops are.
Yeah. That can't breathe air, the same air that you do anymore.
Can't play with it or anything. Gotta buy a new lightsaber, Darth Maul,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
everything. But that's my second show and tell. Now, the finale. Drum roll.
Boom, 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 boom.
The
Oh shit.
pinnacle of my Star Wars collection right here. A signed Mark Hamill Luke
Yes.
Skywalker. And
Hell
I
yeah.
always have to show the JSA approve just for authenticity because people are picky nowadays with signatures. But this is a pop that I will never, ever, ever get rid of for this reason of the OG Star Wars band that
Man.
started it all. You know, um, I will, I will forever cherish it, and I am still on the hunt for the dynamic three, which are Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, and Han Solo. I already have this bad boy, but the other two are very, very, very one expensive and two impossible to find in good condition and you know either JSA approved or what's PSA approved.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's hard just because they're not signing anymore. They're not going to any cons. I mean, RIP Carrie Fisher,
Yes.
her signature is like, you know, I've seen some that are 5,000 and I'm just like, I can't afford that. I
Yeah.
would have to hit
That's
the lottery to get that. Um, there is still hope for Harrison Ford because he's doing the Captain America movie.
oh yeah.
So
He's
who
Red Hulk, right?
knows? Yeah, he's Red Hulk, so
Nice.
there can be hope in him going to cons. He'll probably be like Mark Hamill and just be very, very, very limited. But if I could get my hands on, like on a basic Han Solo, I mean, that would be epic, bro. Epic.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
that's when our parents were kids, you know, seeing those films growing up. So getting something like that in my collection would be that much more
Oh yeah.
in my Star Wars collection. Because
Yeah.
so I have a wall in my room, and it's called the Wall of Fame. And I want to say I have maybe 20 plus signatures from both Marvel and Star Wars.
Dang.
And then a little bit uh random ones like MGK, Optimus Prime, um I think the Green Arrow as well. Trying to think anyone else. I think that's it as far as like out of those categories. But yeah, I'm a big autograph hunter. I like to go to cons, get autographs and stuff like that. And if you know they're on eBay for a good price and they're certified by the correct companies, then I'll pull trigger on those too.
Yeah.
But right now, I have a thing where, for some reason, I don't know why, but for some reason, I want to collect the Justice League um, signatures, but from the actual like Zack Snyder movie.
Oh yeah.
So it's like Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, and all of them.
Yeah. That's
Um,
legendary.
yeah, I want to do it, but right now I'm like 50-50 on it. If I just want to like either pull trigger or I'm just gonna be, I'm just gonna wait for a bigger pop to come out
Right.
or spend my money on. But yeah, bro, these are the 3 show and tells that I brought to the class
Hey, those are heat
today.
right there.
I
Those are heat.
try, I try, brother, I try.
See, I'm
If
still
you don't,
waiting for I'm still waiting for my first lightsaber. So when I see other people with lightsabers, it makes me itchy, dude. I'm like, okay, I just need to just buckle down, just end up buying
heck
one.
yeah,
But
dude.
I'm still just waiting. But I know I'll
I
find
would
mine
I would
soon.
recommend I would recommend probably if you want to get like the full Star Wars experience. I know it's like a little bit expensive, but you go for a NeoPixel lightsaber. I don't know if you know what
That's
those are.
that's what I've been looking at. I've seen those on
Yeah.
in sabers, and there's actually like
Mm-hmm.
they have like the kind of like the affordable one. I think it's like called the Mandalorian or
Mm-hmm.
the Knight. And I'm like, okay, these look pretty basic, and it's not like it's a like a known Star Wars character's lightsaber. So I'm like, okay, this would be kind of cool. It's generic, and then get
Mm-hmm.
the they also have a Xenopixel blade as well. So I'm kind of teeter tottering between that because like the baselit was like $79, and then but if you get if you upgrade, it's like jumps to like 199, and it's like, well, that
Mm-hmm.
makes it worth it because I want like the good like LED, like both
Yeah.
sides, like how it works instead of because I grew up having baselit Hasbro lightsabers and those sucked, but when you're a kid they're great, but I
Yeah.
gotta have the Omega right here.
Heck yeah, dude. I have a mixture of both baselit and then NeoPixel. I want to get their. I can't remember the company who it is, but basically their saber is connected through an app where you download, and you can legit like change the color through the app. You could change the fonts as far as like the sounds, the
Damn.
clashes, the ignition. You could like ignite it through your phone if like if you wanted to display in your room. um I mean, technology has gone places in the past 3 years, and when you put it into lightsabers, there has to be a company where there's a true lightsaber out there where you do the full shebang, where you press a button and the thing comes out of
Yes.
the actual hilt. Like
Yes.
sooner or later, there has to be a company that does it,
Yes.
because man, like that's a dream. That right there
Yeah.
is a dream. And even I don't even think Hasbro, when I was a kid getting those lightsabers, I think the closest thing to that was you would have a lightsaber, and then you would like throw it down, and it'll like, you know,
Yeah, it's
what's
like
the word I'm
three
looking
different
for?
pieces, and it's able to like
Yeah,
extract
yeah,
out.
and it'll extend. Yeah. It'll
Yeah.
extract out all at once. That's like the closest thing we have right now, as
Yes.
far as like a real lightsaber. But man, yeah, I really want that to happen in the coming years.
Yeah, that
And
would.
it's probably gonna be pricey. It's probably gonna be hella pricey, but I mean, I think I'll set aside some Funko Pops for that lightsaber in particular. Only bring it out in special occasions,
Yeah.
and not, I guess, duel with it at all. I wouldn't want to break that, especially if it's gonna cost me an arm to
Oh
buy
yeah.
it. So yeah, but there has to be a company out there that does it for sure.
Yeah. You'd also have to think of like, especially with the hilt being, so long, and
Mm-hmm.
at least triple the length of the hilt. How is that going to work? Like what company could create something that is very like more so like perfect in its own way? Because
Mm-hmm.
now we have blades you just screw in and there you go. But you got to
Mm-hmm.
think of how it can retract inside of the hilt, how thick the hilt has to be. There's a lot that goes into it. But hey, we have cars that can drive themselves. We got satellites that we send up to space. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Even we have a telescope that's way out in space and it's catching artificial light on other planets. Like, hey, there's things that can happen. So we can definitely get a
Yeah.
lightsaber built on Earth. So,
Yeah, dude. On in D23, I don't know if you saw, but they had like a little cameo with a lightsaber, and it looked like a basic Ray lightsaber, but then the guy who, I guess, invented it. I don't know if it was the guy who invented it or a higher up in Disney, but he ignited it, and it was what I'm talking about.
yeah, I've seen
And
that. That's what made me think of
and
that too.
yeah, and they would only have that saber when the Galactic Star Cruiser was still around. Ray,
Mm,
the character, would use that, and it would be like a whole shebang. The final night, it would be like a final battle sequence, and she would
yeah.
just come out of nowhere, and she would have like the saber, and she would press the button, and it would ignite. And I remember the first time I saw it in Ordinary Adventures video, I was just like, "Oh shit, this is real life!
Excuse me?
This is
What
real
is
life!"
that?
Yeah, why don't they
Yeah.
bring this to like a consumer type? It doesn't have to be like, RGB, NeoPixel, or whatever, but just something where it's like, it looks good for like a
Right.
product that Disney could sell, regardless of like the cash grab they'll get. Um, just something that us Star Wars fans could be like, oh shit, it's an actual saber. It will cut my hand off if I slice it.
Yeah, we'd have to get like lightsaber permits
Mm-hmm.
around America, however that goes around the
Mm-hmm.
world. But hey, it's real now.
It is
But
real. It is real. Yeah.
shit, that would be cool if I had one to show off for show and tell. But just to throw mine in, actually, I'm not the
Heck yeah, dude.
biggest I'm not the biggest con goer. I've been to
Mm.
my hometown's Comic Con. It was just anything nerdy, anything spicy, really cool. Very small, and it was to the point. I was able to meet C. Andrew Nelson, who spent a lot of time in the suit for Vader, especially in like
Oh,
marketing,
sick.
pictures. And then he
Yeah.
also helped with some of the effects for like Attack of the Clones and some of the early Lucasfilm games. Pretty dope. Um,
Sick, dude.
and yeah, it was tight for my small hometown in Kansas to have someone like that there. And we also did have the last living Tusken Raider from the A New Hope, Alan Fernandez.
Mm.
So it was cool to see him. Um, but this one I got at Denver Fan Expo. And I was
Ooh.
able to meet Hayden Christensen there. No signature. I was able to get a photo op with him, which that was good enough. My childhood
Heck yeah,
was
dude.
full circle.
Fulfilled. Hell
Yes,
yeah, dude.
but I was looking for a Boba Fett Funko Pop for a long time. I couldn't find it.
Mm,
One of my homies had it, and I thought it was this particular one, but it was the Boba Fett unmasked with his armor on. And
okay.
this was at one of the first little pop-ups, little from a vendor, and I was able to find the Tuscan Boba Fett.
Ooh, sick, dude.
And I
Hell
love
yeah.
the 2021 sticker, but yeah, everything about this, man, I was so hyped.
That's the same year where the Attack on Clones Anakin came out, right? From that
uh,
con, or
I think it was the fall. I have that one. That's
yeah,
actually that's the most expensive pop that I've bought in my collection. I got it for
the con
$55.
one.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
So, but yeah,
That's a
this Boba
steal.
Fett, I love this one, man. This I was really happy to find it, and the guy was selling it for $15, and so that was even better.
That's a steal.
But yeah, all about that. But I,
I
there was
I
something.
remember. Oh
Oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
continue.
Go ahead.
Oh, I remember here in Laredo, my hometown, and it was weird because I was just like, how are you coming to a small town like Laredo? You know, our our con isn't really that big. I'm pretty sure. I mean, you're going to the space con. I don't know why you would come here, but Emily Swallow
Oh, nice.
came to my town, and it wasn't until probably like 5 o'clock when I found out. So I was like all late to it, and I was just like, I missed out. I missed out on meeting um, this person, and I was just like, you don't come by these Star Wars characters that often, especially if you're in a major show like The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And when I found out, I was just like, I was bummed out and stuff like that. But I had some friends who went to the con, and they said that she was pretty cool, and that she actually stopped uh, and talked to them for quite a bit, just because the
Nice.
con was a little smaller than, I guess, like the con she's used to, where she just has to say like, a few words, and then for the other people to meet her and greet her, take photos, sign
Right.
signatures. So that was pretty cool to have someone to that caliber come to my hometown. I want another Comic Con to happen like that in my town, but we haven't so far. I'm hoping down the line, down the future, something does happen. But until then, it looks like I'm traveling 2 hours away to go to San Antonio for
Yeah.
these, I guess, bigger cons.
Yeah. That's really cool, man. Because especially Emily Swallow, I feel like with cons, man, she eats them up. Like she's showing
Hmm.
up. She's I've heard really good things about her too. Spending good time with like fans and really trying to get
Yeah,
that one-on-one, or like if you're with a group of friends, that like one on several time. But yeah, she was at Fan Expo Denver, and right next to
that's sick.
Giancarlo Esposito, and I was like, man,
Hmm.
for someone who doesn't show their face in this a big franchise like you said with the Mandalorian,
Hmm.
she's dope, dude. Everyone knows her. And
Heck yeah.
I remember at that time the first armor Funko, like that one was hard for me to find in my area, other than getting online to try to find it. And
Hmm.
I mean, Denver's 6 hours from me, and I was just like, man, everyone has this damn Funko Pop. And there's
Yeah.
also a vendor selling. He had like 6 of them, and he's selling for about 35 a pop, just
Of
because she was
course,
there.
because they want.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
That's how
damn,
it
dude.
was. Yeah, that's how it was in the superhero Comic Con when Obi-Wan was there. Obviously, at the time, his pop was a Grail, the one from the Smuggler's box, the one from Episode 3.
Is that the hood on
And
or
no,
no?
it's the one off. It's the
Okay,
one that's off. It has like, I think, the Smuggler Run sticker on it. I know which one you're talking about. That one's the Walgreens
Walgreens, yes.
exclusive. But both of them at the time were pretty much the only Kenobis that everyone wanted on it, just because the Kenobis from the Kenobi series, I think, hadn't came out. I may be mistaken with that, but yeah, they were upcharging those for like 150, 160 just because he was
Assholes.
there, and I was just like, fuck. I mean, luckily I had one in my collection, and he actually put my name on the signature.
That's
So
dope.
it says to Brandon from Ewan McGregor, right? And that one, of course, I'm never gonna get rid of at all.
You
Obviously, it
can't.
says my name. Unless I sell it to you, then it'll make more sense to that point.
Guys,
But
look.
yeah. But for sure, it's like one of the first Funko Pops I ever got signed from a major celebrity in that
Man,
sense. And yeah, dude, it was an experience right there and then. And
dude,
to
hell
think
yeah.
that I'm doing it again, and maybe at the end of the month, it's gonna be a movie for sure.
Oh yeah. You
Yeah.
gonna do you plan on vlogging or anything while you're there?
Yeah, so that's another reason why I bought this camera, where I'm gonna try to vlog a little bit in California when I'm at Disneyland, especially with all the Star Wars content that's there, and then also with this Comic Con that I'm going to at the end of the month. The only thing that sucks is that you can't film like Ewan McGregor, or you can't film Hayden Christensen when you are getting the signatures. They're really strict about it there. It's where you go into like not a room per se, but it's like a corner, and it's curtained up. So there's only like maybe two people allowed in there, and it's really fast paced. When I met
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor, I had like a quick question for him, and I think I said, "How was it coming back? We love you." And he said something basic around the lines of like, "Oh, it was great working with Hayden, and I'm glad you liked it, Brandon." And when he said my name, I was just like, "Oh, oh,
What?
yeah, dude."
Man,
Um,
that's tight.
so I mean, that's the only drawback. But I mean, besides that, uh, I'm trying to think of ways to like get in like a hidden, like, like video. Either my girlfriend films it from like the side or something like that, or I get one of those like smart glasses where they record what I'm
Oh yeah.
seeing and stuff like that. Uh, just for the content, bro, because I want that memory to live in me, even
Man,
though it's still in me and I still remember it. Like I want to watch it, I want to watch
right.
it firsthandly, like how it was and stuff like that. The memories, yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing too, because like when you're really going through that moment, you black out for a second. Because like I
Hmm.
understand the curtain thing because there's
Yeah,
like a guy and his two daughters in front of me going to meet Hayden, and we waited for hours, bro. Like it was crazy.
yeah,
Um, but right as we pulled up, I was just like, damn, it's finally here. I'm taking the left turn to go see this dude. And
yeah, dude.
it's so weird because you can like kind of see their silhouette through the black curtain, and it's
Hmm.
just kind of like, oh, that is, I can see a figure back there. And I remember
Yeah.
it was just like the guy and his kids went up to him, and I pulled up and I was like, oh
Yo.
shit, dude, what is
Yeah.
he doing right here? Like, why am I breathing the same air as this guy? Uh,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it the thing too, and it's so weird. I always feel weird saying it, but like when I Hayden gave me a handshake and
Mm.
he kind of like grabbed my shoulder at the same time and was like, "Hey man, how you doing today?" And I was like, "Holy fuck," like, hold on, catch my breath.
It's
But
the chosen one, bro.
bro, and the thing I always tell people is like when I had my arm around him, I feel like I can still feel the wool on his jacket. It was very thick and it was
Mm.
like an itchy kind of jacket. But I
Hmm.
still feel that in my right hand, like on my fingertips. It's just such a weird thing, but like that's what
Yeah.
it must be like a sensory thing. Like that's what I remember the most, other than him just and it was going by quick, everyone was saying hi and bye, and I felt like I got a good like 10
Mhm.
seconds with him, and I was just like,
Yeah.
man, like you were my everything growing up. It's just very, very crazy to just kind of see you, and like we're having kind of like a moment, kind of just like, what the hell, dude.
Yeah.
But
It was
yeah.
it was the same thing with Ewan McGregor when I guess something that stuck with me is his Irish accent. So like just him saying his Irish accent with my name, that was something that I remember of. And I mean luckily I'm gonna live it again with a new memory, but that's one of the things where I remember the most, where he mentioned my name and I was just like, oh shit, this is
And
legit.
he has one of those voices too, like you know from the good old Phantom Menace, where he's like, oh, I have a bad feeling, master, and this is kind of okay,
Mm,
young, and then it's like especially when like he's hung up on
oh yeah, and
Attack of the
Attack of the
Clones,
Clones.
and he's just like, nope, she's handling it herself, and then to the
Yeah,
hello there, and then like fuck, dude, in the Kenobi series when he's choking up to Anakin Vader, like, I'm sorry for all of it,
pinnacle.
and it's like, bro,
Hmm.
stop, I'm about to cry.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
just,
yeah.
he has that voice that it's a staple in the love for Star Wars. It's so awesome, dude. It's such a great thing.
Hmm. Yeah, it's cool for like us fans seeing where we were kids watching the movies. I know I watched personally episode 3 in theaters. I was a little kid, but I still remember going to the theater. That theater doesn't even exist in my city anymore.
Oh
But I
wow.
remember going to it and seeing uh episode 3, and I remember the one scene I remember the most is when Palpatine says to Anakin, "Do you ever, or do you remember, or have you ever heard of the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?"
Yeah, you're just like,
And I was,
whoa.
yeah, and I was so intrigued by like his voice at the time, because that's when he's like hinting he's Dark Sidious, about the dark side and stuff like that. So that's
Yes.
something that uh I remember as a kid watching that movie. So it was pretty cool remembering it, and I really hope, because if I'm correct, doesn't episode 3 turn 20 years old like
Next
in a
year.
year, or
Yeah.
yeah, it's next year, right, in 2025. So I'm really hoping it comes back into theaters. They did it with Return of the Jedi. They did it with Phantom Menace.
They
So
have to.
I'm really hoping. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen, but I have a feeling they're gonna wait till like the 25th anniversary. But I'm
Yeah.
just like, I don't want it to be then, dude. I don't. But it is what it is if it does happen. But yeah, man. Seeing the duel of Mustafar in the big screen again would be that much like wild, bro.
Yeah, it takes you back, dude. And that's something too, like the thing for me, because like I was 8 years old when I went and saw Revenge of the Sith, and the thing that really stuck with me the most was when Mace Windu got thrown out the window. I
Hmm.
was like
Yeah,
heartbroken, dude. I was like,
yeah,
that did not just happen. It seemed very traumatic, but it just,
yeah.
it's a guy getting thrown out a window, and like Jedi fall long heights all the time, whatever. But it's just like I
Hmm.
was I was butthurt, dude. I was like, no, he did not just die. He's supposed to
Yeah.
go on. But yeah, it's so awesome. Like, especially because I don't know where you stand, but like Revenge of the Sith, dude, that's just the best movie ever. It's
That's the
just
pinnacle, dude. That's
it's
that's the top one,
it's
at least
everything about
for
it,
our
dude.
generation. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and a lot of people can agree on that. Empire Strikes Back is always up there, teeters with it, but for me, that's
Hmm.
third on my list. I'm a Return of the Jedi guy too, so
I think I think
I
I
love it.
think episode 3 is the top for the majority, is because that's where everything happens. That's where everything changes. That's the pinnacle in Star Wars history where we flip the script. The Sith are on
Yep.
top and the Jedi have fallen. And, that's when the dark side kicks in. Full Vader comes out at the end. And, some may say it's a sad ending. Some may say it's a happy ending, depending on what side you're on.
Yep. Your
But
point of view.
I think that's the beauty of episode 3, is where it gets people talking about what happened and what could happen in, per se, like mini series like Kenobi, where you see 10 years after the fact of episode 3 happening, Order 66 happening. And I believe there could be many spin-offs that are still canon to Star Wars and that are from, episodes 1, 2, and 3 in that mixture. Like, I want to see a more in-depth show about the clones. And I've mentioned this before in another podcast, but I know it'd be hard, if it's like a real life action type thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be hard, like getting clones in there, or in Clone Wars, getting a live action Clone Wars like how we saw in Ahsoka. That one episode in Ahsoka it made every Star Wars fan cry. And if you saw Clone Wars as a kid growing up and then seeing the last episodes in quarantine, and then a couple years later seeing that in Ahsoka, was just Dave Filoni did wonders.
Yes.
And I really hope Dave Filoni does something to that caliber where we can see a little series of Clone Wars action with Rex, Anakin, young Ahsoka, even Obi-Wan for that matter. But yeah, the whole shebang before everything happens. That would be cool, in my opinion.
I agree. That would be so tough because, man, it takes me back to that episode 5. Fucking Anakin is like, I don't remember this, and she's like, "Yep, the Siege of Mandalore," and I'm like, "Fuck, dude, this is so dope.
Dude." You just see Rex coming out of nowhere.
Yeah, come on, we gotta go! Like, hell yeah, dude. And it's Tamora's voice, like, awesome, dude. It was so
they
good.
paid him homage there. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Something that Star Wars fans for years have been wanting, and it delivered. I think I don't know if it was Rotten Tomatoes or something like that, but it almost got like a perfect score. That one episode of episode 5, I think it was like 99, 98, or maybe Rotten Fresh or something like that. Because it was everything. And leading into season 2 of Ahsoka, I really hope we get Agatha. Or not Agatha. Is it Agatha? No. What's the being's name? Abeloth. There you go. I'm thinking about freaking Marvel. But yeah, Abeloth. I really hope we get into that, because it'll be tying back to Clone Wars. So yeah, with the father, the son. Yeah,
I think
it'll be cool. Yeah, it'll be cool to see that homage back and forth.
Who other than Dave Filoni to do it too? He's the one that brought it to light for George Lucas. So if anyone's going to tell the story, it has to be him. But dude, and I do love the theory about Abeloth coming and like taking over Shin's body, and then Shin is like the bad, which would be cool because I mean, everyone once Ivana Seiko had, she took the internet by storm. Everyone's like, oh my God, Shin Hati, Shin Hottie, Shin Baddie, like she took the internet by storm, dude. And she also, Shin is a great character. Shin and Balin for many people, and May Ray Stevenson, rest in peace. It's really cool how those characters were brand new, have no backstory whatsoever, take a toll on us as fans. Like, really cool. So hopefully Abeloth can be a big impact, but also be a bigger impact on these characters to kind of give them more substance for us fans. So yeah, I'm ready for that too.
Yeah, hopefully it comes sooner than later in
Yes.
filming wise, because us Star Wars fans, we need it now.
Yeah, for real. But man, there was one last question I was gonna ask you to
For
end
sure.
this. How many Funko Pops do you have?
Oh lordy. Well, I do use the Funko app, but us Funko Pop collectors know that it is not accurate at all in terms of what the uh pricing or worth the Funko Pop is. For example, this pop right here, I believe the last time I checked on Funko, it was like $45. And
Damn.
I was just like, dude, that does not make any sense at all. That does
Was
not
that
make
out of
sense at
box or
all.
boxed?
I think Funko only does boxed,
Only?
like price guides, I believe. But I was just like, or no, it was this one and then also the Hollow Vader. The Hollow Vader, I think it was categorized as $45 because there are fakes in the market, and those are typically really low. But you could always tell which one is a fake and which one's real just from looking at the sticker of the star. If the star goes through the line, that means it's a fake. If it doesn't, that means it's legit.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so if you ever are interested in the Hollow Vader and you want one,
Damn.
don't go for the one that's $30 because it will be fake.
Nice. The more you know.
But yeah, the more you know. But if I were to guess, it is probably 550, which is
550.
yeah, 550, five something. I know for sure. But I need a. So I don't know if you see this wall right here. Um, this is just not one wall. There's multiple stacks behind this wall. And one of these days when I'm not working, or if it's like on Christmas break or just on any break in general, I need to go through a deep dive of this whole collection in my room because brother, I am literally running out of space.
Damn.
And I need space to be cleared now, like ASAP, because I bought all the newest Star Wars pops that were the Sith line,
Oh yes.
and you know it came with like the Vader, the Kylo Ren, so I got them all except for the Kylo Ren, I think, and the Jumbo Emperor Palpatine one.
Oh yeah.
Besides those two, I got them all, and they've been sitting in my doorway in box. I haven't even unboxed them just because I don't know where to put them. So I need to make room somehow. So that's why they haven't been like on my page or anything like that. Like I want to post them already, but
Right.
it's just like they're just gonna be on my desk right here where my laptop is for quite some time. And you know, I may do that. And then over time look through these shelves and cupboards and, you know, pick out some pops to sell. But nowadays selling pops is hard. It's hard. The market is not what it used to be. Not a lot
Right.
of people are buying pops right now, especially if it's like a $5 pop. For some reason, I don't know why. Like I'll literally put a $5 price tag on a $20 pop or a $30 pop. And I know I'm losing money, but it's just to the point where like I just need to get rid of them
Right.
and, you know, leave some space in my room for newer pops to come in. Because I want to say like the majority of my collection is Marvel, but then I had like this whole Star Wars epiphany, and I just, you know, let's roll in with Star Wars.
Had to switch
So
it
I had
up.
like Yeah, I had to switch it up. So I have like a lot of Marvel pops that I wouldn't be heartbroken if I did away with them. They were good for the time being, but now there's a big boy in town. Star Wars.
Yeah.
So yeah, dude. So I don't know. Maybe sometime down the road, maybe Thanksgiving break, Christmas break, I'll slowly but surely uh de-escalate and pick out some pops. Maybe put them on my socials and just for very cheap, just to get rid of them.
Right.
But
Yeah.
but yeah, how many do you have, if you don't mind me asking, or estimate?
Man, yeah. I think the last time I counted, right before we moved, we're about 140. But since we've moved, I've actually been able to pick up a lot for cheap. I've
Oh
picked up
yeah,
a few 2-packs, like I have the Han Solo and Princess Leia 2-pack from Empire Strikes Back.
yeah.
Ended up getting that on eBay for like $15. I got a
Steel.
unmasked Kylo Ren, just got off of
Mhm.
kind right there, just sitting right up top there.
Oh, sick!
Ended
Is
up,
it the Walmart one?
yep,
Oh, sick.
got that for $8. And then what was another steal? Oh, the young Princess Leia, where she's holding Lola.
Oh, okay, yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
That's an
Is that
exclusive as well.
I think it's a Target. I don't know. I'm not too sure which exclusive it is.
It is where the hell? It's the purple. All I can see is the purple. I think it's the fall convention. Fall
Oh, you're
convention.
right. You're right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is that
It's
one.
like the
Yeah,
it's like the green summer ones, but it's the purple.
yeah. I
That
know what you're
that
talking
was
about.
selling for like 31, and I was like, damn, like
Mhm.
I'll wait. And
Yeah.
like I said, I think this person had no idea what they had. But they started the bid at 99 cents or buy now at 15. So I just put $2
Mhm.
on it, and I ended up getting it for 99 cents. No one else saw
Sheesh. That's
it.
a
So I
steal,
was like,
brother.
bro, let's go.
That's one of the
So
times where shipping will be more than the actual price tag,
yeah, shipping
unless
was
it
like
was free shipping.
380.
Oh,
Shipping
damn.
was like
Yeah, you
380.
got to
Yeah.
steal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to
I was like,
steal.
hell yeah.
I like
So,
that. I like that 18-inch Boba Fett. We're twinning right
oh
now.
yeah. Yes,
Or I don't know.
sir.
Where is it?
Dude,
Oh yeah, right here. Yeah.
my in-laws got it for me for Christmas last year, and I was like, what is this big box right now? And once I
Dude,
peeled
I
it
got
back, I
mine for
was like,
Christmas
"What?"
too.
Man,
Yeah, dude, I got mine for Christmas. It was like the only one, and I had been seeing it for like weeks at GameStop, and I was just ugh. Like I really want to buy it, but where the hell am I gonna put it?
right.
Because so like this behind me right here, so I have the jumbo Iron Man, I have the jumbo Boba Fett, and then
Little
over
Vader
here I
action.
have the Vader, and then down below you can't see it, but it's the out of box Anakin with the Sith eyes on it from Episode
Oh,
3. So it's like a little representation of Vader's shadow overtaking Anakin.
yes.
So yeah, it's a cool piece in my collection. I guess that is the jumbo 18-inch Funko Pop shelf, if you may.
Yeah. Dude, I saw that they like re-released the Boba Fett, but there's a chance to get the chase. Like it was like 1 in 4 or something to get the
Oh
prototype
shit!
of the
Oh
jumbo. I was
shit!
like, damn. So
Well, whoever
yeah,
gets that is struck gold.
yeah, no shit.
I
That'd be nice
forget
to
that there
have.
was a chase. There was a chase to this Boba Fett, right? It was like
Yeah.
silver or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of glad I didn't get it. If I'm being honest, I'm kind of glad I didn't get the chase, just because of I don't know. I like the jumbo Bubble Fett like how it is right now.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, if I were to have a chance to get the chase, I mean, by all means.
Yeah. Always take it. But at the same time, if you have to go out on a whim just to get it, it's nothing to really kind of strike for, but it's there.
Yeah, dude, I feel you on that. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, dude, it was great chatting with you. I know you just hit 7K on Instagram. You just had your giveaway.
Yeah, dude.
Congrats on hitting another milestone. But tell everyone who's made it this far where they can find you and what your content's about.
Yeah, guys. So my name's Brandon, but online I go by the Buff Collector. You can find me on both TikTok and Instagram or at the Buff Collector. And I do a little bit of everything. I do Star Wars content, Marvel content, and sometimes Disney content. So if you all are into that, feel free to come to my channel, subscribe, follow, like, the whole shebang. I have a little bit of everything on my page. I also post Funko Pops, obviously, lightsabers, and funny videos for all the community to be welcome in my page. So yeah, Brandon, I appreciate you having me on this podcast. I know, like you mentioned in the beginning, it's been a long coming, a wait,
Yes,
but I'm happy to be here, and I'm really happy how this conversation went. It was pretty dope, and
absolutely.
who knows? Maybe in the future we could do this again for sure.
Yes, absolutely. Like I said at the beginning, there's nothing better than getting two Brandons together, two Funko Pop collectors. And look, this is what
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars does. It brings you
Yeah.
together to where you can have conversations like this. But like we already said, make sure you go follow him at the Buff Collector. Go check him out. A wide variety of content. So go check him out.
Mm-hmm.
But with that being said, guys, thank you all for watching Claim Brandolorian. I'm out.